Databases have different states they live in. I think that there are approximately 7 states. The first state is the one we want to spend most of our time in. And as a matter of fact, if you're lucky, it's the one you want to spend your entire life in, and that is an online state. And this simply means the database is available for access. The second one is offline. Again, pretty straightforward. The database is unavailable. The database becomes offline by an explicit user action and remains offline until the user puts it back online. The third one we have is restoring. One or more of the primary file groups are being restored, or one or more of the secondary files are being restored. During the restore process, the database is unavailable. You can't access the database when it's being restored. The database is being recovered. The recovering process is a transient state. The database will automatically become online if, there's the big if that recovery succeeds. If it fails, it's going to go suspect. And if it goes suspect, the database is unavailable, and you've got a long night ahead of you. The next state is recovery pending. SQL Server has encountered a resource-related error during the recovery process. But files may be missing, or system resource limitations may be preventing it from starting. Now, I see recovery pending often when one of the file groups goes offline. Let's say that you have a system and the back end has a whole bunch of LUNs, and something happens to one of those LUNs. And when that database, when that LUN goes offline, you're going to see a recovery pending, or disk, doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be a SAN. If one of those disks goes offline, recovery is pending. Now, once you plug the disk back in, it's going to go through the recovery phase and it will come back online. The next one is suspect. At least the primary file group is suspect and may be damaged. Again, another long night. The database cannot be recovered during the startup of SQL Server. Again, the database obviously is unavailable. Additional action by a DBA is required to get that thing out of suspect mode. See suspect, let's hope you have a good backup. Lastly, there's the emergency mode. The user has changed the database and set the status to emergency. The database is in single user mode and may be repaired or restored. Now this mode you won't see often, and you won't put your database in emergency mode often. This is usually, emergency mode is most often used for troubleshooting purposes. And most DBAs don't even know about emergency mode. So those are the different states our database lives in. The state we want it to be in most often is obviously that online state.